So, for those of you who are dropping in more recently, we have been on a journey for the entire year. We've been on a journey through the 8 limbs of classical yoga, spending several weeks on each limb. And this all comes from the Yoga Sutra, written by Patanjali many years ago. And so we're currently on the 3rd limb, which is asana. When asana translates to mean seat, it also means posture. And so for the last couple of weeks, 3 weeks including tonight, we've been exploring different ways to use asana to affect our energy, to affect our minds, to affect our bodies. The first week we practiced a pretty rigorous vinyasa class. So we were breathing and moving the entire time, finding out what it feels like to have that present awareness while we're moving through the world, because the only constant is change. And then last week we slowed it down, but it was still hard. I got some feedback. It was kind of hard. We practiced a yin style practice, which means that we held postures for a long time. And they weren't restorative postures. We were holding lunges, we were holding down dog, we were holding all kinds of stuff, and got to figure out what it felt like to really sink into the essence of a posture. And the goal of asana at the end of the day is to prepare the body to sit comfortably in meditation, and to do that with comfort and ease, or sukha and sthira in the Yoga Sutra, how they talk about it. And so we've explored those 2 ways of practicing. And tonight we're going to explore another way, which is restorative yoga. Now, the biggest difference between restorative yoga and other styles of yoga that you'll practice is that in the other styles, it's very active. You are stretching, you're reaching, you're trying, you're efforting, basically. And this is the flip of the script, which is actually really hard for many people to do, because the less you try in restorative yoga, the deeper you will sink into the practices. So if you're like laid out over a blanket or a pillow and you're holding on, you're gripping, you're tightening, you're not going to be able to get into the deepest expression of that pose. And so I'll be guiding you through the entire thing, reminding you to relax in different areas, especially the chronic areas of the body where we tend to hold a lot of tension, thinking the neck and shoulders, the back, the abdomen, pelvis, areas like that. Now, making sure I didn't miss any notes on that one. Now, luckily, last night was the full moon, and the full moon is a great image or style of practice to bring in to restorative yoga, because it's all about calming, quiet, and just this loving maternal type presence that we can bring to our practice. So it's the moon is a yin to the sun's yang. So when we were practicing restorative yoga, we're practicing relaxing, the moon is a great image to bring in. So throughout practice, I'll be bringing in this imagery for you, or bhavana as it's called, which is the quality of the moon. And so in our centering practice, I'll help you drop into that a little bit, and then we'll recall it as we go through the practice tonight to help us really, really relax. That is my goal for you. I want you to chill out so well tonight. It's going to be great. Now, before we get started, I just want to make sure you have everything that you need to practice. If we were in a yoga studio together, we'd have all these props and you'd be able to do a bunch of stuff with those. But luckily, I've been doing this for a while and I know how to practice restorative yoga from home. And so what you'll need is 2 to 3 regular, maybe on the firmer side, bed pillows. These are straight off my bed. They're not special at all. Make sure you have those. And then I'm sitting on top of a couple of thick wool folded blankets. And so any like bed throw would do. You'll want 1 to 2 of them. And you know, if we get to a practice and you don't have everything you need, you can adapt it to make it still work for you. Okay. So that's really all that you'll need for all the setup for this. 2 to 3 bed pillows and 1 to 2 folded blankets. Cool, cool. All right, but we are going to get centered. So I'm going to ask you to sit tall. You can sit on your props if you want to help with that. Great. All right, so sitting comfortably, allow the crown of the head to lift toward the ceiling. Relax your shoulders down your back. You can let your eyes close. Take a deep breath in and out. Bring your awareness now to your body. What's going on inside of your body? Now, that contemplation or the start of that contemplation might immediately bring your awareness to spaces within your body that are holding tension. The neck, the shoulders, the abdomen, the pelvis, maybe somewhere else that feels tensious, the neck, the jaw, your eyes. And while that might be true, that you are holding tension and there's some spaces in your body that are uncomfortable, I want you to now become aware of spaces in your body that are comfortable, that already feel soft and relaxed, that already feel the way that you want to feel. Find those spaces. Spaces in your body that are already soft. And allow those spaces to be forward in your awareness. In fact, being aware of the spaces that are already relaxed might actually signal to the places that are holding tension to let go. You can even sense that softness spreading in your body like light. Feeling ease in your body. And keep relaxing the body. I'd like you to imagine, if you can, the full moon in the sky behind you. Full moon in the sky behind you. And imagine that that full moon is shining down in all of its brightness, its cool brilliance onto your body, but most importantly, onto your head. That cool, calming quality of the moon. Alert, aware, but non-reactive. It's almost like that cool glow of the moon is shining into your brain, into your mind. Just as the body relaxes, feel this wave of calm come over your mind as best you can. You can even imagine it as water just waving over your consciousness, washing away any tension, any stress. And that's just a hint of that bhavana, that moon quality that will continue to cultivate and call back into our practice tonight. Keeping with that softness in the body and that full moon in the sky behind you. If it's comfortable for you, let's chant Om 3 times. Taking a deep breath in to begin. Allow the breath to adjust as you bring your palms to your heart, lower the chin. Just acknowledge and honor yourself as you are in this moment, this body, breath, energy, and mind. It's from this place within you that we'll practice tonight. Go ahead and rub the palms together, creating heat, stimulating the palms. And take those heated palms over your eyes. And brushing back over the top of your head, down your neck, bringing yourself back to your space. Welcome back. Good. So kind of flow of this class will be that we'll do a practice, you'll come up, I'll demonstrate, and then you'll do a practice again. So I'll demonstrate really quickly the first pose that we'll do, and it's asymmetrical, it's a twist. So we'll do it twice, once on each side. So the setup, I'm going to say both pillows. We're gonna go for both pillows for this first one. And there's like the opening to the pillowcase. You want the closed side closest to your body. So what's going on with the body, you ask? You're gonna sit somewhere around the center of your mat and have your feet mat width apart because we're gonna be twisting to the side here. And when the feet are further apart, we can twist a little bit deeper. Now I'm gonna be twisting to my left, so toward you. And so I'm gonna bring my stacked pillows at an angle behind me. So not straight up behind me, but kind of 45 degrees from that center from behind me. That makes sense. We'll figure it out. Good. And then I'm going to knock the knees to the left, and I'm going to spin around as far as I can to look at the pillows. And I'm going to tuck them pretty close. And the top one, I'm going to press down. And I'll slowly begin to drape my body down over the pillow and relax. Now, if you have more access, meaning you are a bit more flexible in your spine, you could turn your chin to look behind you. That can get a little bit testy on the neck after a while, but do what feels right for you, okay? So if you're not already in it, I'll walk you through the steps again. You're gonna have your seat about halfway on your mat. Take your feet mat width apart, so about 1.5 feet. And either side, because some of you are already set up, but have your pillows at an angle behind you, and you're going to turn toward the pillows. So rocking up onto the hip, turning the knees to the side, and then twist around to look behind you. Compress the pillows closest to your body and start to drape the belly, the chest, rib cage down onto the pillows. And again, your head can turn either way, just probably the way that feels the most comfortable for you immediately. A nice restorative twist here. Your arms can just relax next to the pillows. Good, so it's our first posture, so I'll probably do a little bit more cueing for this one than the others. But relax your body. Relax all effort. Again, the less you try, the deeper you'll go into these poses, but you have to let go. So becoming aware of your body like before, like in our centering. Where are you holding tension? Where are you striving? And can you relax? Maybe it's in the arms. Maybe the head's trying to hold itself up a bit. Can you let go? Maybe it's in your shoulders. Maybe it's your jaw. Can you relax more? Allowing your breath to just be soft, be relaxed. Sometimes that's where the effort is in the breath. Relax the breath. As you relax, you might feel the mind slip away. That's okay. The mind can relax too. I'll say if you feel like you're trying to figure something out, if your mind kind of goes to a to-do list or problem solving, try to just relax that tendency. The mind can wander, but just don't try anything. Don't try to achieve anything here. Let go, relax. Now, your first movement from this pose will simply be the thought of movement, as if you were just mentally preparing yourself, letting yourself know that you are about to shift. And the second movement will be a deepening of your breath. Good. And then from the pose, you'll use your arms and hands to pull your body slowly away from the pillows. And then begin to slowly unwind to center. And just feel sensation. What does that feel like having spent, that's about 3 to 4 minutes on that first side, especially knowing you're about to do the other side. So when you're ready, you're going to take your pillows, and all you have to do is move them off to the other angle behind you. So if you did the left side first, put them off to the right side. Again, the feet are about mat width apart. And I went left first. I'm going to go right now. So I'll turn my knees to the right, rocking up onto the hip to spin around to look at the pillows. You can join me with this if you'd like to. And then you're going to compress the pillows down closest to your body. And the pillows are right up against the hip. Pressing the pillows down and slowly begin to bring yourself down over the pillows. Settling into the twist. And again, the head can face in either direction. If you're looking furthest behind you, it's going to be a little bit more, just more. Be comfortable. And as you settle in, do just that. Make any fidgets or adjustments to make yourself a little bit more comfortable. And then see if you can relax that effort. Now, this is a whole different side. So there might be different tension here. There might be other muscles to let go of, other gripping to soften. Feel your body relax, the legs, the hips. Just letting go. And the less you try, the deeper you'll sink into this posture. And again, sometimes we hold effort or tension in spaces that aren't even actually doing anything, like the jaw or tension behind the eyes. So let go of that as well. letting go of that tension. Now, when the body gets still, sometimes the mind picks up. And again, we're not really trying to necessarily focus the mind, but we do want to be mindful not to go into problem-solving mode or even ruminating too much over things like what happened today or what needs to happen tomorrow. Just maybe see the mind as a series of images without any attachment. They're like balloons floating in the sky. You're not grabbing onto any of the strings. You're just letting them go by. And they're environmentally friendly. They won't hurt the environment. So once again, your first movement is simply the thought of movement. And the next movement is just the deepening of your breath in and out. And to come up, you'll press your hands into the floor and peel your body away from your pillows. And then slowly unwind to center, being aware of sensation as you do so. So for our next one, this will be a gentle stretch for the front of the hips. I'll give you a couple of options about how you set up for this. So the two blankets that I have that are folded, it's about 5 inches high. I can use that if I want to. Now, if your blankets aren't that high or if they're too high, you could also use a bed pillow instead of using this. And I'll show you what we're going to do, and they'll probably let you know better about what you want to be doing here. Stay. All right, good. So I'm going to come to just sit on the edge of my folded blankets or just forward enough so that when I lay back, my pelvis, my hips are on top of the blankets. Then I'm going to relax down very carefully. I'm going to have to shift around a little bit, but pretty much from my waistband down is on top of the blankets themselves. So my hips are raised. My feet, my heels are about mat width apart, toes flopping off to the side. My arms will just relax by my side, palms face up. So basically this is like Shavasana corpse pose, but the hips are raised. And this is just this gentle release of tension in the front of the body. Okay, so that's the pose. And again, if this isn't high enough for you, or if it's too high, you can try bringing a bed pillow under your hips instead. Okay, so pick which one works for you. You don't have to spend too much time trying. But let's come into this posture. Again, going over the setup, you're just gonna sit on the edge of the prop and then slowly relax yourself down onto the floor with the hips raised. Now to really relax the hips, once you get there, make sure the heels are about mat width apart. And if you're taller, have the heels even wider than your mat. I'm only 5'6". I know some of you are a bit taller out there, so take the heels a bit wider apart if you need to. Toes falling out to the sides. Arms resting about a foot away from the hips, palms face up. And then settle in. Make any final adjustments to be comfortable here. Begin to settle in, relaxing the body, finding your breath. Sometimes this posture has an emotional component added to it. It's a little vulnerable. It's okay if that you're feeling that way. Just breathe with it if you can. Relaxing effort. And as we are just laying here, you can picture the moon in the sky again. You can just imagine your body bathing in that moonlight, softening with that glow. It's as if that moonlight is releasing tension where it finds it. It's as if that light is moving through your body, softening muscles and organs, your brain. You might even feel a steadiness come to your mind, cultivating that comfort and ease of the posture, that comfort and ease of the mind. Notice when the mind starts to run, it starts to try to figure things out or do something, and then just, if you can, allow the mind to become a bit more passive. All right, now, so again, your first movement is the thought of movement. And the second is a deeper, fuller breath. Now you can come out of this a couple of ways. The first is you could bring your feet flat to the floor and lift your hips, using your hands to move the prop out from underneath you. You could also roll to your side, but take your time as you come up to a seat once again. Be gentle with yourself, no rush. And just notice how you feel once you come to a seat, starting to move energy in the front of the body, maybe the back body, maybe feel that. So this next posture is asymmetrical. So again, we'll do it twice, once on each side. And for this, you should just need one bed pillow. Okay. And you're gonna have the pillow about central on your yoga mat. You'll come to lay on one side. I'm on my left side right now. And you want the pillow so we're going to lay down on the pillow is what's going to happen here. So you want it to press into the soft portion of your abdomen on your side body. So if you reach down, you'll kind of feel where your rib cage is. You'll feel where the ilium, your hip bone, is. You want the pillow to kind of press into that space. So what I'm going to do with mine is I'm actually going to bunch it up a little bit. It's okay. It'll be nice for later tonight. It'll be nice and fluffed up. And I'm just going to slowly roll myself down on top of it. And once you get the rib cage, that's the idea, is you want the rib cage actually to come back onto the floor here. You should feel some compression into the left side, or in my case, the left side of your abdomen. Now, once you're here, a few things can happen. The first is that the arm that's on the ground can just extend and you can relax down. You could bend the elbow and do that. From the waist down, you could extend the legs straight to the floor. You could scissor the legs. You could have the legs more and more bent and towards your body. But yeah, we're just gonna hang out here for a little bit and just feel that compression on the side of the body. All right. So if you're not already there, I'll walk you through it. If you're already there, just keep relaxing. Again, you want your pillow toward the sides. You want to bunch it up toward you as much as possible so it's in that space on the side of your body. And then just kind of lean onto it. And this might take some adjustment, but make sure that it's where it needs to be. Again, it's in the soft portion of your side from the hip bone to the bottom of the rib cage. And allowing the rib cage to come down to the floor and just relax over that. Good. Relaxing down. Now the top arm, that hand, it can just rest in front of you, flat on the floor if that feels all right. Some people like to have the hand just resting on top of the body. Just hang out. And once you're here and you're feeling a bit more settled, settle a bit more. Relax, especially around the abdomen. As you start to hold this for a few breaths, you start to feel something happening maybe down in the belly. There's many internal organs there. Just see if you can soften any tension in the abdomen here. Relax the mind. And the first movement is simply the thought of movement. And the next is a deeper breath. And be careful as you come up because you might be in deeper than you realize. Just slowly come on up, pressing the hands into the floor and peeling the side of the body off of the pillow to come to a seat for a moment. Take your time. And just feel the difference between the two sides. The side that you compressed might feel softer. The good news is we will balance that out. Good. So do the other side, a couple of options. You could spin around on your mat, or you could hop to the other side of your pillow. You pick. For the sake of the camera, I'll just hop to the other side of my pillow. And turn my headset around so that I can not squash you. So again, the setup, you'll be on the other hip this time, and you'll compress the pillow as much into your body as you can here. Again, you want it to press into the soft space between the hip bone and the bottom of the rib cage. Just relaxing down over it. And this side might be tighter. It might be more open. Just take your time as you recline down over this side of the pillow. Good. Now again, you can do whatever you want with the legs. Just try to keep the right hip on the ground. You can do whatever you want with the arms as well. Just make sure it feels like you can actually relax. Something I didn't mention on the first side, but I'll do it whatever. So you can take your other pillow and bring it onto your arm if you want to and relax there. It's actually a lot more comfortable. Hindsight's 2020. Go ahead and relax. No soften effort, of course, in the abdomen, because that's what we're compressing here. But that sometimes isn't comfortable. And when we are uncomfortable, we tend to create tension in spaces, again, that isn't actually useful, like tightening the jaw, squeezing muscles of the face, the eyes. Relax that. Relax the gripping of the palms or the squeezing of the feet. Let go of that extraneous effort. The more you let go of, the deeper you sink into this pose. Keep relaxing. Relax the mind. You may even again picture that full moon above you. Just allowing yourself to relax in the moon's nurturing gaze. Where are you efforting? Can you let go again? mentally preparing yourself to move. Take a deeper, fuller breath. And be gentle with yourself as you slowly come out of this posture. And just feeling whatever's there for you as you come out of that pose. Good. So the next posture is going to be another abdominal compression. So we have compressed technically all three sides. We lifted the hips for a little bit, which technically isn't, I guess, compression, but we got to move that part of the body a little bit. We did the sides, and now we're about to do the abdomen. Now, this one can be the one, probably the pose tonight that's going to be the least comfortable for you, but it's the one that's going to call you to relax the most because there's a lot of tension that we hold in the belly. And so, if we can practice softening while a pillow is pressing into our abdomens, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. Now, if for any reason this is really uncomfortable and you don't want to do it, don't do it. Just lay on your back or lay on your belly, whichever one works for you. You could do legs up the wall, but I'm offering this to you if it's something that you're willing to do. So, to demonstrate, pillow is going to stay right where it's at. It's doing a good job. And again, there's going to be kind of compressing the pillow together. It's going to press into the space between your two hip bones and your floating ribs. So this soft belly right here. And if it's not soft yet, we're going to make it soft through relaxing it. And we want it to press into that area. If you have a thinner pillow, you could even fold it in half to give that compression. But mine's pretty fluffy, so I'm going to just push it together. Now, as I come down onto the belly, I'm going to have to shift a little bit to try to make sure those two hip bones in the front of my pelvis are on the floor. And then I'm going to push the pillow back a bit to try to get my rib cage over the pillow as much as possible. And so that took a little bit of adjusting, but I got there. So take your time with it as well. And then you can just fold the arms in front of you and bring the forehead to the back of the hands or arms. Take your time settling in. Now, as I mentioned before, this might be the most challenging of the postures that we do tonight, but the same rules apply. The less you try, the deeper you'll go. So, where can you relax here? Especially if you're sensing discomfort, can you relax the jaw and the face, the tightening of the abdomen? Breathing and how that kind of moves you in the posture a little bit. Keep relaxing, keep breathing here. This abdominal compression's helping to break up any stagnant or stuck tissues between the internal organs or the muscles around them. You can think about the breath moving the body gently here as a very soft massage to the tension that we hold in the abdomen. Letting go of that gripping, that trying, that bracing. Relax your mind. Picture that moon above you, softening with you. Staying for just a little bit longer. Again, your first movement is the thought of it. And the second is to deepen your breath. Now to come out of this, I think the best way is to do a little bit of a hands and knees push up. Bring your hands under your shoulders and just bring yourself up. I don't know about you, but I kind of want to go into child's pose for a moment. It's not restorative in the sense of what we're doing tonight, but it's a nice counter pose and feels all right. Just taking the heels to the floor, or to the, sorry, hips to the heels, forehead to the floor. Good, and then go ahead and bring yourself up as you're ready. So the next posture is going to take a bit of setup. This is called Babbling Brook, and it's amazing when you get there, so it's totally worth it. The first thing you're going to do is take one of your folded thick blankets, and I have mine opened up to this size. This is about 2 feet to 1 foot, or a little wider than that. I'm just going to roll it up on the long way. Good. And then that's going to go, again, I'm 5'6", this is about a foot down from the head of my mat. So my head will be here, my feet will go that way. And then I'm going to bring a pillow where the underneath my knees would be. Okay. So if you want to fluff it up for that, you can help that along. Now, the important part here, the part that's probably going to feel the most interesting to you, is where the back goes on this blanket roll. So I'm going to demonstrate that really quickly. And it might take a couple of tries to get ready for it. But basically, if you think about your back, there are the bottom of your scapula, the shoulder blades. You want the blanket roll to press into that space. So it's going to be tempting to want it down under your low back or under your neck. You actually want it right in the mid back to reverse the thoracic curve when you lay down to force the spine into a back bend. So that looks like this, relaxing down. I've done this before, so it's not too terribly hard to figure out for me. Good. Now, one way you can know you're kind of there is that your shoulders start to come toward the floor and your arms can extend straight out to the sides. Okay? The chest is lifting. Now, once you're there, you can bring that pillow underneath your knees to help relieve any tension in the lower back. And then you could here take your other pillow and use it as such, as a pillow. But just try to keep the shoulders grounding toward the floor so that this back bend is still happening. Okay? So let's figure that out. Have your blanket roll here. And this blanket roll is about 4-ish, 3 to 4 inches high. Okay. And again, it goes right underneath the wingtips or the tips of your shoulder blades. You have a pillow underneath your knees. Your arms extending out to the side. The chest is expanding. You can use a pillow under your head. You could also use your other blanket if you have it underneath your head if the pillow feels too high here. Now, once you're settled in, relax. You may feel a few things here. The first is after all of that abdominal compression, you might actually sense some stirring energy or sensation down in the belly. You also might be very much aware of the chest opening here. The sternum might feel a bit stretchy or stretched. You might be very much aware of the point where the blanket roll presses into the upper back. And that may or may not feel great, but just breathe with it. If you keep relaxing, that tension will let go. This is another one of those postures that might have an emotional component to it. It might feel vulnerable or open, exposed even. Let's see if you can relax that worry or that emotional charge that it has. Just know that you're safe here, that you can soften. If the imagery is helpful for you, you can again imagine the moon hovering above you. Relax your mind. Keep relaxing. See if there's another layer of tension that you can just soften past. Preparing yourself to move. Go ahead and deepen the breath. For this one, I like to roll to the side. Either side will do. And slowly bring yourself up to a seat. Hmm. Nice big heart opening exercise there. I don't know about you, but it feels good to me. So we have a couple more postures to do. And then the cool thing about restorative yoga, at least in my class, is that we still get a regular Shavasana, which I adore. So we're going to stack the pillows again, one on top of the other. You'll have the closed side closest to your body. Good. So for this one, maybe a couple of adjustments that you might need to make, but essentially this is your setup. And if you need it, you might want to blanket where your head would be. We're about to back bend over this or lay down on top of this, if you will. So you might need some support for the neck there. So if you're not sure, just have that nearby. And then there are a couple of options for your legs as well. So I'll just demonstrate it for you really quick. The pillars are going off that way. I'm going to face this way. Good. Now, just like when we're doing the twist at the beginning of class, I'm going to compress down the side of the pillows that's closest to me, and these are right up against my hips. And I'm just going to recline back over it. You got to make sure you hit the center of the pillow, or you'll start to tip to the side. Good. And this is where you'll know if you need some support for the head. For me here, I feel pretty good, so I'm not really going to bring the blanket over. For the legs, you can extend the legs down like you would for classical Shavasana, toes flopping off to the side. And again, the taller you are, the wider the feet. You could also, if it feels all right in your hips, bring the soles of the feet together in butterfly. Now, this can be a little bit for the hips here. So if this starts to feel a little too intense, two options. You could either just not do it, and that's great, or you can just take your feet forward a little bit, and that takes some of the pressure out of the hips. So whichever one works best for you. So again, stacking the pillows, have them right behind your hips, press them down, recline on down. Extend the legs forward if you'd like. Again, you could have the feet together in butterfly, either the heels close to the body or further away. And the arms just relax down by your sides. Eyes closed. If you feel like you need support underneath the head, bring that folded blanket under the head. And then relax here. Relax the body, belly, the chest, the legs, the hips, the jaw, the eyes, the hands, the feet. And anywhere else you notice there's effort, relax. And then relax again. That moon in the sky above you. Allowing the effort of your mind to soften as well. Just see how much you can let go of here. preparing yourself to move. Deepen the breath. Take your time, be gentle with yourself as you bring yourself back up. That's actually one of my favorite restorative poses. I probably do that one more than any of the other ones. So we just have one more posture to do tonight before Shavasana. And we're just going to keep the pillows exactly as they are. I'll just demonstrate really quickly. This is going to be a supported child's pose, and we won't hold it as long as the other ones because it's not a pose you can completely let go of or let go in, but it is restful. And so with the pillows closed side facing me, I'm going to bring them all the way into my body and then straddle them slightly. Okay. And this is where you might need a third pillow because if you're taller, you might just need a bit more height here because we're going to come to relax down on top of this. So this is almost too small for me. And what you could do as well is you could even take some of these folded blankets and use them as well. Just have them in front of you so that you can recline down. You'll turn the head to a side. And don't worry, I'll let you know when the halfway point is so you can turn your head to the other side. And you'll just relax here, allowing the pillows to support you as you are in this forward fold. So if you haven't gotten there already, again, the pillows come right between the legs, like I'm almost sitting on them. Like they're just a little bit forward of the pelvis. Again, you might get into it and realize you need more height. You might come into it and realize it's too high. Adjust as you need to. And then take your time as you recline down onto it. Make any adjustments you need to, and then find yourself in some stillness. Go ahead and turn your head to the opposite side if you haven't done so already. Keep relaxing, keep softening. Right. Preparing yourself to move. And take a deeper breath. Slowly peel yourself away from your pillows. Right, so for our final resting posture, we'll come into Shavasana. And because you have all this support, you might as well use it. So pillow makes a great pillow. And just like the Babbling Brook pose we were in earlier, you can bring a pillow underneath your knees. And this takes pressure off of the lower back. So like so, just relaxing on down. And your blanket could be used as a blanket. It's fancy, right? So make make yourself comfortable, come to lay down, and we'll spend a few minutes resting on our backs. Continuing again, capping off this idea of letting go and how that can sometimes be the only way to move forward, to make progress is to let go. It gets philosophical here at the end. Laying down, relaxing. Where are you holding tension? Where is there effort in your body? Where is there not effort? Where is there already softness, ease, relaxation? Where is that? Can you let that ease spread into every muscle, every organ, every cell? Letting gravity hold you, the earth hold you. And again, even though we're not trying to focus the mind, we do want to be mindful that the mind doesn't try to do anything, like work or figure anything out or even anticipate the future. Just can be a series of images. When you find yourself on a stream of consciousness that's trying to be productive, let it go. Focus on something else, the breath in the body, ease in your body. Oh. Peace, peace, peace. Let your first movement just be the thought of movement. And please begin to deepen your breath. Invite gentle movement into your hands and feet, your arms and legs. And when you feel ready, gently roll onto your right side. Coming up to a seat as you feel complete here. All right, so sitting tall. Just be here for a moment or two. Relax. Give yourself permission to relax. And through our practice tonight, we've experienced how through letting go, we can go deeper. That stillness is not the absence of productivity. You might feel sensation in your body from where you've let go, and you could stretch deeper than even if you strived for it. Giving yourself permission just to relax. How much more can you do if you just gave yourself that? Allowing that contemplation to stay lingering on your mind. Please take a deeper, fuller breath. Bring your palms together and lower the chin. And just honor yourself for all of the letting go you allowed yourself tonight. All the resting, all the surrendering. And may all of that surrender and this practice continue to serve you. So until we meet again, namaste.